move the camera. There we go. I'm gonna make this video. I got an itchy nose. I'm gonna make this video before I go to bed tonight. I'm gonna show you something that you probably haven't seen that much of, and if you have seen it, you probably don't remember it. This stack that I've got right here is Sports Illustrated for Kids cards. And as you can see, these are from a magazine, obviously, but as you can see, they're not all perfect. I mean, most of them have little shards hanging off of them. Some parts are missing and shit like that. But what I've got here are these cards that were in the magazine, and what would happen is you open up the magazine, and then the first few pages, you get stuff in there, and then there's a section of cards. 9 cards, 3 per row, and you can take them out because they're perforated. You can take them out of the magazine and then fold them up on each other and take them out individually. Well, I've got a stack of about 200, and they're all different players. Some of the cards were the same player, but with updated stats. I have different ones, all different players. So we're gonna go through these, and I'm gonna try and go through as quick as possible. Here's the first one, Carmelo Anthony, and they had all the sports in there. So Cordell Stewart, remember that guy? Here's an inline skater, Takeshi Yasutoko. Here's 2 soccer players back to back, Eddie Johnson and Clint Mathis. Clint Mathis I've heard of, Eddie Johnson not so much. Here's former Bobcat Jason Richardson. I'm just going to go through the notables. Drew Brees, Chipper Jones. Okay, whatever. Bernard Leggett, middle distance runner. And when I say that these aren't perfect, I actually mean that. This is one of them. Brian Mitchell, the guy that used to have the return record for touchdowns or whatever. The top part right here is missing, right by his head. This right here is missing. There's a shard of a card right there, and you can see on the back, part of the question on the back here is missing. And this is getting ready to peel off too. But yeah, you can actually read the question. I can read the question. Brian won the Super Bowl in 1992 as a member of which team? And it was the Washington Redskins. But, yeah. So they're not perfect. Here's MJ. The last I checked, the runner of the Bobcats. Here's a bull rider, Adriano Marais. Apparently he won the 2001 PBR World Championship and won the 1994 National Finals Rodeo, 1994 PBR World Championship, and the 1996 PBR or National Finals Rodeo. As you can see here, it has stats on the back, and there's a little bio right there, and there's a question right there. So gives you a little thing there. Alex Ovechkin. Here's a race car driver, Gilles DeFerrin. I've actually heard of him. Travis Pastrana, freestyle motocross rider, back when he wasn't doing rally and other shit like that. Philip Rivers, Frank Gore. I haven't collected or haven't been subscribed to SI for Kids for like 3 years. I'm 19 now. I'm a grown man. I don't need that stuff. Here's a skeleton athlete, Lincoln DeWitt. Now, I've watched skeleton before, and I've never heard of this guy. He must not be in the sport anymore. Here's a guy who should be a Hall of Famer, Kurt Warner. He will be a Hall of Famer. First round NFL flameout, Courtney Brown. Another first round NFL flameout here, Tim Couch. Here's a guy that doesn't like to come off the bench. Here's a water polo player from college, Brett Ormsby. This is after the 2004 college season. Here's a skier, Ted Ligety, and he has blonde hair. A grown man should not have blonde hair. I'm sorry. Grown men should not have blonde hair. It's just a fact. if you have blonde hair and you're a grown man, you're not a man. Now younger kids, here's Chutley. Younger kids, those are different. Oh yeah, here's the world's fattest vegetarian, as Chris Stogum calls him. Gobi. If you're a young kid, that's different. But if you're an older guy with blonde hair, I'm sorry. There's Ryan Boyle, Princeton lacrosse player. Uh, Here's Mike Weir, golfer. Yaming. Here's TJ Lavin, more known for his Road Rules versus Real World stuff on MTV. Griffey. Gotta have a Griffey. Emmett Smith. Back when he was just finishing up his shit. This is back before he broke the record for rushing yards. He was 5'9", 216 pounds. I wonder how big he is now. I honestly wonder how big he is now. MJD. Yeah, let me try that again. MJD. Here's a race car driver, as he's mentioned, NASCAR driver, Denny Hamlin. Hammer and Hamlin. Here's a tennis player, Andy Roddick. Here's Bucky Lasek, skateboarder. Here's the biggest waste of a legendary card in Madden Ultimate Team 11, Derek Anderson. Yes, they actually have a 2007 version of him as a legendary collection reward thing for Madden Ultimate Team for the Browns collection. Pierre-Luc Gaillon, skateboarder. Elio Castroneves, race car driver, obviously. T.O., it's my quarterback. Phil Mickelson, golfer. And I'm sorry if I just offended Dallas fans with that. It's still kind of funny though. Here's an older version of the Bus, Jerome Bettis. Didn't make it into the Hall of Fame this year, but he'll make it. Here's Jeremy Warrener, sprinter. BMX biker, Donnie Robinson, yes. Old Man Favre. I'm trying not to show every one, but there's Matt Leinart, first round bust. Shaun White. Back when he was, if I can get this turned correctly, 5'4", 125 pounds. This was after the 2003 X Games, Winter X Games. In March, the 16-year-old won the slopestyle in the U.S. Open. So he was 16 when this card was made. 16. Well, 16 on the thing there. There's a fraud. Zach Thornton. Let me try that again. Zach Thornton, soccer goalie. Derek Jeter. And they also have college football players too. There's David Green, and then Matt Leinart was a USC one. Here's Landon Donovan. We all know who he is, soccer player. There's Gustavo Kuerten, tennis player, as you can tell. Speaking of tennis, there's Roger Federer. That's that. Coming up to 9 minutes. I'm doing this better than my last attempts at this. There's Floyd Money Mayweather. Derrick Rose when he was a college person. Wayne Rooney when he was a soccer player. Actually, he is a soccer player still, but you get my point. Soccer player Wayne Rooney. Michael Vick. And this was during the 05 season. Here's a former Panther, Keyshawn Johnson. Keyshawn was a douche, apparently. There's Kevin Robinson, BMX biker person. That's the technical term. Here's a swimmer, Ian Thorpe. I'm sure I just made him nauseous on the card. Here's a midfielder in lacrosse as we pass 10 minutes, Paul Rabel. Dante Culpepper. Brian McBride, soccer player. I used to kill with him, and I used to do very well with him in FIFA Soccer 2002, I think, or 2001. I used to play as the U.S. and like just dominate with him. There's Brad Friedel. Speaking of U.S. soccer. Tiger Woods. This isn't one of his rookies, though. Yeah, this isn't his rookie. I think his rookie and the LeBron rookie from the SI for Kids things are valuable. There's Tiger Woods. If you don't know who he is by now, you don't know sports. Aaron Pearsall, swimmer. The #1 return ace of all time, Devin Hester. If you don't think he's the #1 return ace of all time, then I'm sorry. You need to see his 2006-2007 seasons. Those were the greatest seasons ever by a return man. 6 touchdowns. Seriously. He has like, what, 15, 16 touchdowns now or whatever? He has the record, I know. Here's Tony Meola. Oh yeah, and I forgot to show you. Andre Johnson. He's not pictured beating up Cortland Finnegan's ass, though. And this was during the 04 season. But yeah, Tony Meola, I just showed that. Darren McFadden's a college person. Who remembers this guy? Jeff Garcia, now trying to get back into football in the UFL. Parks Bonifay, wakeboarder. Matt Hoffman, BMX biker. There's Eli Manning as a college person. And notice most of the bottom's missing. Again, I didn't take it out very well. There's Maurice Green, sprinter. Tyson Gay, sprinter. Roy Jones Jr., still having nightmares of getting knocked out by Danny Green. In the first round, no less. Yes, I did see that fight. Alan Webb, middle distance runner. Barry Bonds. How much did he weigh? 6'2", 228 during the 2001 season. I don't remember if 2001 was when he did the record or not for 73. I think it was 2001, but I'm not sure. But yeah, 6'2", 228 before he took steroids, allegedly. Michael Schumacher, still the greatest F1, really one of the greatest F1 drivers of all time, in my opinion. There's Michael Beasley in college. Getting to the end here. Bobcats flame out Adam Morrison. I'm ashamed that he's a Bobcat, former Bobcat. Scott Dixon, IndyCar driver. Dale Jarrett, back during the 2001 season. Eric Crouch is a college guy. Shaq Diesel. Dan Weldon. Rafael Nadal. Yeah, Dan Weldon, I should say Dan Weldon, race car driver. Rafael Nadal, tennis player. It goes without saying, but I figure I might as well say because people are like, it's Rafael Nadal. No. Kevin Durant is a college grad, or a college person, and that's it. So, I'm going to try and find some of these on eBay if I can, and hopefully get some more cards. So, that's it. Holla at you, boy.